Hey, I'm Jake, and today we're going to do a full spectrum practice. Come onto your mat. And start in child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch. Let your hips sit back and heavy. Relax your forearms on the floor, and your forehead on the floor. And just take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. And twice more like that, deep breath in. And exhale out your mouth. And once more. Long breath out your mouth. Relax your jaw. Engage your ujjayi breath. So deep breaths in and out through your nose. Your next in breath, come forward for tabletop. Okay, wrist straight across and under your shoulders. Knees under your hips. And inhale, arch your back, look forward. Exhale, round your spine and look towards your navel. And twice more, inhale, arch your back. And exhale, round. And once more. Okay, with your next inhale, find a neutral spine and pelvis. Tuck your toes under. Step back for your down dog. Okay. If you haven't already, slide your feet back another 2 to 3 inches from tabletop. Feet and your hips width apart. It's only about 3 to 4 inches apart. And bend your right knee deeply. Swivel your heels to the right till your left heel roots on the floor. And swing your right leg in front of and across your left. For a twisted dog, hands flat, arms straight. Lift your left hip up as high as it'll go. Okay, and second side, come on back. Bend your left knee, turn your heels to the left till your right heel roots. And swing your left leg in front of and across your right. It's like down dog, arms straight. Lift your hips up, get a big broadening from the right hip all the way up through the right underarm. And bring it back to center. Bend both knees enough to get your low back to lift. And inhale, come to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, step, hop, or step to the front. Feet hips width apart, feet straight. Inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale, bow. Big breath in, arms overhead. Come up to stand. And exhale, arms at your side. Okay, full breath, root down to reach up. And exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, legs straight. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank pose. Step back, legs strong for low plank. Keep your shoulders lifted, lower your hips. For cobra, point your feet, slide forward. And bend your elbows enough to keep your shoulders back. And exhale, down dog, tuck your toes, roll over the feet or the knees. Lift your hips back for dog. Okay, deep breath in. Complete breath out. Inhale, come to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Deep breath in, arms overhead. And exhale, arms at your side. Full breath in, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Onto your fingertips, inhale, lift, shift weight into your right foot, step your left foot way back. For lunge, okay, bend your front knee right over your ankle, back foot's vertical. Power up your back leg, root your right heel, bend into your front knee, and look slightly forward of your mat. Take a breath. And exhale, step forward, bow at the top. Okay, second side, weight in the left foot. Step your right foot way back. For lunge, okay, get long enough in your stance, your back foot's vertical. Okay, left knee bends right over your ankle. Come out of your fingertips, big breath in. Full breath out. Okay, step forward, bow at the top. Lift halfway up, hands on your hips, shoulders back, and come up and stand. Okay, and step your feet as wide as your mat. Feet straight forward. Clasp your hands behind your back. Clasp it at your sacrum. Bend your elbows back. Pull up with your arms. Set your shoulders back. Okay, if your shoulders do round, you're gonna wanna grab a strap or a towel. You could go like air strap, like airplane arms, like I'm showing. Okay, and bow right down the middle for a shoulder stretch. Shoulders lift. Relax your neck. Bend your knees enough to release your low back. And so far as you feel release, you can start to straighten your legs out as you fold. Okay, unclasp. Touch the floor in front of you. Okay, keep weight in your right foot. Step your left foot back for a low lunge. Lower your back knee gently. Either tuck or point your back foot, whichever feels better on your knee. Turn your right foot at a diagonal right. Just make sure your right knee points the same direction as your foot. And so far as you can keep that alignment, and bend your elbows and settle in. Root your right heel. Scissor square your right hip back. Okay, come on up. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up, step it forward, and switch sides, left foot forward, right foot way back. Okay, for low lunge, lower your back knee super gently. Wiggle your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Turn your left foot 15 degrees to the left. And just make sure your left knee points the same direction as your foot. Yeah, you can either tuck or point your back foot. Okay, one's more, tucking the toes will give you more engagement. Pointed foot, a little more extension or stretch. And settle in so far as that left knee stays aligned. For the hip opener, anchor that left heel to scissor square your left hip back. Okay, come on up. Inside your left foot towards the center of your mat, lift your back knee up, step forward and bow. And with halfway up, hands on your hips, shoulders back. Come up to stand. And take a wide stance, face the wall to your left. And reach your arms out. And where your wrists are is where you want to line up your ankles. Okay, so that's a good wide stance. And turn your right foot towards the front edge of your mat. Bend your right knee deeply for warrior two. And side angle pose. Right forearm to your right thigh. Left arm by your ear. Turn your chest towards the ceiling. And so far as you can keep your chest turned open, you could reach down for the full pose. Right hand to the outside of your right foot to the floor or a block. Widen your right knee against your arm. Turn your chest open. Okay, come on up. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right foot in. Turn your left foot out. Okay, make sure your left foot points towards the back edge of your mat. Bend your left knee deeply. Warrior two. And side angle pose. Left forearm to your left thigh. Right arm by your ear. Spin your chest open towards the ceiling. And so much as you can keep that alignment, you reach down for the full pose. Left hand to the outside of your left foot to the floor or a block. Look up so long as it doesn't strain your neck. Okay, come on up. Hands on your hips. Spin both feet towards the wide edge of your mat. Okay, adjust so your feet are even with one another. Feet are straight. Bow right down the middle. Touch the floor in front of you. And bend your knees enough to touch the floor and clear your back. So far as you feel release in your back, and stretch your legs straight. And bow right down the middle. And hold your outer ankles or outer shins. Without moving your feet, pull them towards one another to fire up your legs as you bow. Inhale. Lift halfway up, come out of your fingertips. Turn your right foot towards the front edge of your mat. Frame out your right foot at the top of your mat like a lunge. Spin your left heel up and step back for down dog. Inhale, plank, and exhale, low plank. Inhale, cobra. Come on up for air. And exhale, down dog. You'll go right knee wide all the way to the right edge of your mat. For pigeon, square your hips, come onto your forearms. Stretch back through your back foot. Okay, so there's no twist or turn in that back foot. You're going to reach your right hand back for your left foot for a quad stretch. You could get taller if you need to reach your foot. You come up onto that left hand if you need. And so you got your foot. For a deeper quad stretch, you come onto your left forearm. As long as your weight stays centered on your back thigh and there's no diminishment through the right side of your body, set your right shoulder back, draw your heel towards your hip, flick your left toes against your hand. Okay, inhale, release, step back, down dog, and switch sides, left knee wide, all the way to the left edge of your mat. For pigeon, square your hips, onto your forearms, allow your hips to sit back and heavy towards the floor. Okay, for a quad stretch, reach your left hand back for your right foot. You get taller if you need to reach the foot. And draw your heel in, engage your back foot, tip your hips, your right hip up towards your heel. Okay, gently release, step back for a dog. Bend your knees enough to clear your back and create a lift. And you're gonna lower your legs down, swing your legs out in front of you, lie on your back. And bend your knees. Place your feet for a bridge pose. Ankles underneath your knees, feet hips width apart. Root your feet down to lift your hips up. Lift your low back up. You could either clasp your hands underneath you or arms alongside you, whichever gives you leverage to walk your shoulders up and underneath you. And lower your hips down gently. Press your hands against the root of your thighs. Neck neutral to create more of a neutral low back. Okay, arms out like cactus arms, like I surrender. Palms face up. Feet as wide as your mat. Let both knees fall to the right. Rest your right foot across your left thigh. To twist. Look to your left. Root your left shoulder down. Okay, second side, both knees. Windshield wiper left. Rest your left foot across your right thigh. And look right, root your right shoulder down. And bring it back to center. For happy baby, bend your knees in, hold your shins or your feet. Either hold it still or rock and roll, whichever feels better on your back. And rock up. To sit and stretch your legs out wide. Feet point up, knees point up. Okay, take your left hand in front of you, right hand behind you. Tip your weight more into your left hip like you're leaning back. Turn over your right leg, twist over the right leg. And then reach your left hand for your right foot, or outer shin, or thigh, whatever you could get. It's this opposite leg. You really gotta push with your right hand on the floor to anchor your left leg down, your left hip down. So you twist right and bow. Okay, and come on up. Second side, right hand in front, left hand behind. Lean into your right leg. You'd stay right here. Okay, so far as you can keep that right leg rooted, both legs rooted, your low back lifted. You'd fold over that left leg. So twist to the left, right hand to the left foot, shin or thigh. Use your left hand to the outside of your left shin on the floor to push your right leg heavy. And come back to center. Bow down the middle. Okay, so long as your legs stay rooted and your low back's lifted, you can fold. Okay, if your knees lift, if your back tucks under, hands behind you, root your legs straight. Okay, it's nice full spectrum practice for you. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Namaste.